babies.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you, Irene. Oh man, I miss a white T-shirt memo.
I'm just literally on the last piece of clean clothing that I have. I actually bought shorts off of Instagram the other day because I was out of clean clothes and I could get them in less than a day, so I would have clean clothes.
Well, you can buy clothes on Instagram?
They always come, Bill. What'd you say, Ray?
You can buy clothes on Instagram?
Yeah, get with the picture. They target you. Just click on one piece of clothing. They'll keep. It'll keep coming.
Gotcha.
Just like your mother. How you guys doing?
Wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm good.
How are you?
It's good to be back in the homestead. What's that shit-eating grin, Ray?
I can't smile. I can't do it. You're so salty. You're so salty today.
You just have the aura about you that we just hate you, and we just think you're always up to something no good.
He's triggered so easily.
So easily.
We've really just bent your will to think for yourself and just not really care about anything. You're just constantly looking to get butt fucked by a joke or by some steak or us pointing out how dumb you are. You're constantly on alert. Has the doctor checked out your heart lately? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's still fat.
Of course it is, Chunk from Goonies.
Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show, Wednesday edition, July 28th. If you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe, rate, review. If you're listening on the podcast, do the same. Tell your friends. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show. I am coming, as I don't know if anyone listening, I don't know how many shows were recorded. I also don't know how many shows we got out. It was an absolute complete haze of the Simple Minds Sports Show the last 4 days because I've just been driving and drinking. I feel like the queen.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And anyone else?
That was me yesterday.
It's a Heat Stroke Tuesday. That means it's Wine Tuesday. But other than that, usually I am drinking White Birch Brewing, as you should be, as we were on Saturday morning when we did our 9 a.m. recording. And Ray was having something that looked really delightful. What did you have again there on Saturday?
Golden Lager. It's new from White Birch Brewing.
What you munching on over there, Ray?
Tic
Tacs.
Oh.
Is that the new diet, the Tic Tac diet?
Mm-hmm.
Tic Tacs and water.
Tic Tacs. The Tic Tac cleanse. That's not bad. Bad.
My breath will be minty fresh.
Well, wash that down with a little bit of white birch. You'll be feeling fine. And if you can't do that, head on down to the brewery in Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
The good side of Amherst Street. Get on down to the brewery. Get yourself a hat. Get yourself a pint. Get yourself a flight. If you can't get down there, get it at your local beer store, wherever you get it. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. We are in off-season freaking mania, boys. This is where it's fun to be a sports fan. Even Jets sports, but even though I don't know if you guys have heard, Zach Wilson
still hasn't signed. How is that possible, dude?
It's the Jets.
Your contract is fucking slotted. They know what you're already gonna get. Like, what are you trying to work out? Like, he's trying to work out some fucking stupid language in it because that's what all these guys are doing. And now the number 2 guy, that's a bad look on the Jets. Unless Zach Wilson's a cunt, like I've been saying since the draft.
Yes, you have.
You have been saying that for a while, Bill.
Did we ever talk about his uncle who's chartering his own jets?
$500
jets to fly from the BU game to the Jets game or whatever that weekend is. They're trying to see both games because whatever, they got family in both games, and he's a douchebag, so he's charging $600 a seat on his own jets.
Yeah, he owns JetBlue.
Yep. Anyway, I was going to say all hopes are on the table here. If you're in hockey off season, we're in basketball off season. We're at the trade deadline for baseball. Football season is upon us, and even that has gotten NBA-ish. Fucking quarterbacks are still on the move as training camp gets started, or supposedly on the move. So unless you're a New York Jets fan, you have hope. There's things to look forward to. There's things to get excited about. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. But first, this is a headline show. Let's get this on the table. The Red Sox and Alex Verdugo specifically continue to beat the shit out of their AL East opponents. And not only beat the shit, just drive nails in the coffin, specifically the New York Yankees and Blue Jays. Bill, Queen, I know you were at the game on Sunday, got us some live footage from that 8th inning comeback after the no. Just quickly give us your recap of your weekend at Fenway.
Yeah, I mean, Jermaine was 7 innings, no hitter. I mean, they look lost until the 8th inning. I mean, he had a big double to start. He had 5 straight hits, 17 total pitches, I believe, to take the lead. You got it on a nice sac fly by Xander Bogaerts. I mean, and then Matt Barnes came in, kind of shut him down, gave a 1-out walker, a single to Stan, but came back, got a pop up to third, end of the game. I mean, it was great. The fucking stadium was very, very quiet. You know, I mean, you had the 22 outs straight by him, and he was striking guys out. Durant, I believe, struck out 3 times. You know, it was just he was rolling. You know, he was only 85, close to 85, 90 pitches going into the fucking 8th, and then everything just unraveled. It shows you what the Yankees' biggest problem is, their bullpen. But again, their balls. And then again, the Red Sox, they did it again Monday night against the Blue Jays. You know, Verdugo again with a big 2-run homer in the 8th inning. Matt Barnes comes in, shuts the door again. I mean, they just have this will to win.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch. And Ray, can we give a golf clap real quickly to one Alex Cora, who dropped Verdugo in the lineup not a week ago after struggling for a little bit. And look at that. Maybe he does know how to push some buttons. Maybe he is worth what he's worth, because Verdugo's been the hero as of late. And I mean, you could tell the guy fucking runs hot and cold. I mean, when he's on, he's a dynamic hitter. He's a dynamic player for them. When he's off, you know, he can go into streaks. So it's good to see him getting the bat alive. I expect him to be back up in the lineup, especially like you said, Durant has been struggling a little bit here, bro.
Can I stop you real quick, bro? Red Sox now have 62 wins. 33 of those are come from behind wins. I think that says something in itself, that this team likes playing for Alex Cora, or wants to play for Alex Cora. They'll fight to the very end, like I've been saying all season. It's a very beautiful thing to watch right now.
Yeah, some of these comebacks are a little overrated, though. All right, 32 and 62 wins. It's just when they were trailing in a game. It could be 1-0 in the first, and that's a comeback win. You know what I mean?
Stat for you there, nerd. 12 of those comeback wins have been from the 5th inning on.
That's the ones I care about. Those are the ones I care about.
What's the math in that? A fifth of their games have been true comeback wins.
That's the one that's that's the one that's meaningful, because again, a comeback they consider is you're just losing at some point in the game. You
could go down 0-1 in the first and you're the home team in the top out of the first, and then drop 8 runs in their head.
So the 5th inning on, and I'd like, you probably have 7 of them probably from the 7th, 8th inning on, roughly.
Well, we just saw 2 over the weekend, which were pretty fun. And they continue to roll, but the Rays are right there. There's still only a game up on the Rays.
Game and a half.
And the Rays are active here at the trade deadline, and we expect the Red Sox to be too. So let's jump into that. Let's first just throw out the names that are out there, because there's some big ones and people are on the move. So Max Scherzer, as we stand here today, has been getting the most buzz I've seen today. You've got a number of teams in on him, which we'll get to. What's so funny?
Nothing. I'll get to it.
Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Craig Kimbrell. The Cubs are having a fire sale. They're burning that fucker down. Carlos Santana, Raisel Iglesias. Raisel.
Wow, that was very good on the first.
Thank you very much. Both have been linked to the Red Sox. We'll get there. I think I said Patriots before that, so 1 for 1. Trevor Story, Nelson Cruz, we saw go earlier this week to
Tampa.
The Rays, Tampa, and I saw Eric Hosmer as someone who the Astros are looking at, who is an older name, but that's a boost to their club, and it's a name. So obviously we want to stick with the Red Sox specifically here. We've heard they are heavy in on Rizzo. I've heard a lot of the Santana Iglesias deal. And now today, as Scherzer has been made available, the Red Sox are one of 8 teams in on him, 5 teams seriously in on him. And Bill continues to laugh at this. So go ahead, Bill.
I just don't believe this Red Sox in on him. You're not going to gut the farm system for Max Scherzer. Like, I don't believe too much in this team, truthfully, and I don't know. Like, I'm not trading away my future to invest heavily in this team. I think there's other options you can get. I think the real option should be a guy like Anthony Rizzo. I like Carlos Santana too in that role. You need that lefty on first base, because Bobby Dalbach's not the guy. Frenchie Cordero's not the guy. Chavis, who they have there, is not the guy. I lean more towards Rizzo. He doesn't have any. He's a free agent to be. You saw what the price was for Nelson Cruz. I think it was like there was like 2 top 15 prospects, and they were both like 14th. And I think actually one was 19th best prospects. So, I mean, those are the type of guys I want him to move. You're not going to move a guy like York and Blaze. You just got last year. Meyer, you can't move this year because you just drafted him. He just signed. So, I mean, it's like I don't want those guys to invest because that's Dombrowski. I still think you're a Max Scherzer away in the pitching staff from winning a World Series. So, I mean, I don't.
If you get Max Scherzer, you're a Max Scherzer away?
No. Sorry, you're another pitcher away besides Max Scherzer. And like that's, I mean, yeah, you would think a Chris Sale, Max Scherzer on any other given year, you're probably a World Series team this year. But you don't know what you're getting out of Chris Sale. I don't trust Evaldi long term. I know he's an all-star this year, but again, I don't like it. Martin Perez showed up like terribly against the Yankees on Sunday on a half JV team that they had. So it's like, I want to see it.
Sorry to interrupt you, Bill. I mean, I think we all agree, Ray, that Chaim Bloom's not going to give up on his top prospects. And really quick, let's just throw those out in case people are not aware of who they're looking at. I don't know if is Marcelo Mayer signed. He was the kid that they drafted.
6.5.
Oh,
6.5.
I don't know if you can trade a draft pick in the. I don't think you can.
No, you can't trade him.
Tristan Cassis is the overall number one prospect for the Red Sox. It's not even really close. You got Jeter Downs. Let's consider Jaron Duran in there. Brian Maddock. Can you trade a guy in the minors who's hurt? I think you can. I think you can trade his rights. You
can, but it's all going to depend on the medicals. You know, the physicals and shit.
You got an outfielder, Alberto Jimenez, Tanner Houck, who we like, who's been in the bigs, Jake Groom, who was highly coveted in 2017, Nick York, Blaze Jordan, Bryant Dahlbeck. So, it's not the greatest farm system out there. You got some names. We don't think that they're going to give up names. I wouldn't either for Max Scherzer. It's just interesting that all the reports continue to come out that they are in on him. And Ray, I think it's because, number one, Scherzer's come out today and redefined what he's looking for. It's not necessarily a West Coast team. It's a team that can contend this year and in the future. So he's looking to pitch. He's got a weird contract where basically you can get him and pay nothing this year, which keeps you under the tax, which is important for the Red Sox. And then it's $15 million in real cash and something like $10 million on the salary, on the luxury tax moving forward. It's a good deal for a 3-time Cy Young winner, even at 38 years old, who's a workhorse. I can see why the Red Sox are into him. Of course, it's going to come down to the cost. The other teams are the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants, who all have something to offer, but they've all gutted their system in the last few years too. So other than Scherzer, Ray, the Rizzo seems real.
Yep.
And Carlos Santana is a guy you can play first base, of course. And the Iglesias kid's the only one I've heard talked about that can come into the bullpen. So
please no.
Give me your.
I'm so out on him.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, give me your thoughts on the Red Sox trade deadline here. 2 days away as we release this on Wednesday.
I think it's going to be Rizzo. I mean, our first basemen are 244 on base percentage right now, which is worse in the league. Rizzo is a 346 on base percentage right now, 13 home runs in 90 games with the Cubs. So that'd be an improvement. I mean, obviously he's a hurt player. You know, he hasn't been the greatest in the past couple of years, and that's why they're doing a fire sale to get whatever they can for assets back for him. But I'd go for Anthony Rizzo. That'd be a help in first base and guy that can actually hit.
Well,
he's lefty.
Yeah, and that's
right?
He's a
lefty man.
Yeah, because Dahlbeck can't hit right-handed pitching.
Yeah.
So that's why they want him in there. He wants a lefty bat.
Look, it's all of these guys is cost for the Red Sox. You're right. Like, Chaim Bloom has come in here to build this farm system up, and I think he's done it pretty. I mean, you have some. If you wanted to go get one of these guys, you can do it. You have the arsenal right now. I think you do, and you have the payroll because you're the Red Sox. I don't think they will. I don't think they're certainly not giving up Tristan Cassis.
I'd give up Jeter Downs.
Fuck yeah, I give up Jeter Downs for a year of Anthony Rizzo to fill that gap. We've been saying it all year. You just listed the shit bags on the staff, Bill. You got to do something about the pitching. You have to do something about the pitching if you want to make a real run in the playoffs. It's defense in playoffs that wins in playoffs. We know. All
right, if you can get Max Scherzer for fucking Jeter Downs and Connor Wong, all right, I'm in. But it's obviously that's fucking ridiculous. I just don't. I expect the Dodgers to make the move. You don't know what's going on with Trevor Bauer. They have the prospects. They're the best drafting team. They have young talent that offer off their roster. They still have better young players that they can offer to get Max Scherzer if they want to go for it. And then, like you said, it's an arms race out there in the West. I mean, if you're San Francisco, why wouldn't you throw your hat in that ring? Because out of fucking fear that the Dodgers or the Padres are going to go out and get him. Padres want to move Eric Hosmer. He's due for like 4 years and $52 million. I think you can cross him right off the Red Sox list. Santana signed next year for 11 or 12. It sounds like they only want 1 year, like this year, free agent. So, I mean, it's got to be Rizzo. And again, you can get him for 2 top 20 prospects. I'd even Jeter Downs in whatever trash but I'm holding on to Blaze Jordan. You got last year in the second round. I'm holding on to Nick York, and obviously Mayer. You really can't trade. Jay Groom, I would do Jay Groom. Bye. He's out of there. And Hook, I'm holding on to right now. I mean, unless again, if something falls in your lap, that you're going to get a number 2 starter for Tanner Houck, then do it. But I mean, you can kind of see him being a nice 3rd or 4th guy down the road.
Here's the only other, and I don't know if I do this, but here's the only other scenario I'll give you that the Red Sox may want to or may stretch on Max Scherzer is the Rays are in on him too. And the Rays could probably get him if they want to dump a salary. So if you're in a fight for the AL East and you really want to go for it this year, it's better.
It's not locked up either.
You get them. No, of course it's not.
No, you're a game and a half up. And again, getting Nelson Cruz is huge. I know they just
pitching. Do you trust more, the Rays or the Red Sox?
Even after dumping Rich Hill, I trust the Rays.
So, the idea of keeping him away from Tampa and adding to I can see that as a really enticing situation for the Red Sox. You're right. I don't know where their leverage comes from in terms of these other teams and what they can give the Nats. But Max Scherzer holds a lot of cards here too. I mean, I'm sure he would love to go to the Dodgers, but he's got a ring. I don't know. He might. He's a weird cat. He's got a little bit of a fucking thing wrong. And the Red Sox have liked him for a long time.
Well, he does want to re-sign too. That's the thing.
When he signed with the Nats, the Red Sox were, I think, 2 or 3 on that list. They almost got him. And I think the Nats overpaid for him or paid more for him. So he's been on the list for a long time. Don't sleep on it. There's a reason that Red Sox keep coming up. There's a reason. So
yeah, but you're not gutting your system for him. Just get something. Just throw your cards in Anthony Rizzo and just get a bullpen arm. And as much in Kimbrel, if you can get Kimbrel and Rizzo, I mean, that's your problem right there. I mean, you're going to see, especially in the playoffs, shore it up. You have the third most holds in the game, but you still need to shore it up. Sauer Moore's hurt. Brandon Workman's trash. Josh Taylor kind of came back to earth. So, I mean, I think you could probably get by with your pitching with Hawk, and then hopefully you get Sale coming back at, even 85% of Sale's better than 100% of every other piece of trash on the South. I mean, the Red Sox starting rotation. So, I mean, that should be your avenue. Anthony Rizzo and a bullpen guy. And again, if you can go Kimbrel to Barnes, 1-2, I mean, 8-9, dude, that's it's gross.
Also, if you can, I don't know what Kimbrel's going to cost either. I mean, he's a high salary, and
16 with I don't know if it's a player option or a team option, but he's got an option for next year, about the same amount of money.
Just say the White Sox, Astros, and A's are all in on him too. So I mean,
he doesn't seem realistic for the
A's
Sox.
are in on Max Scherzer too. Don't sleep on them. They got some pretty decent prospects they can move.
No.
Here's the question that I would have if you're the Red Sox, who have been trying to avoid this luxury tax. They're only $1 million under it right now. I don't know how you bring anybody on without dumping anybody and stay under that tax. I'm sure there's some minutia that can go on that's beyond our dumb heads in terms of luxury tax maneuvering. But you've got the 3rd highest payroll in baseball. And just for a little tidbit, the Yankees are also under the tax. They got $500,000 under. The Dodgers are the only team over the tax, and they are over by $17 million.
What's it? 221 million? Is that what the tax is?
Something. I don't know. I put it in there, but yeah, something like that. Their luxury tax payroll compared to the real payroll is like an extra 50 million or something. So, we know they're going to do something. It'll be interesting to see. And this is Chaim Bloom's first real trade deadline, right? So, we kind of scoffed
last year, but that thing sucked. They didn't invest in anything last year. They dumped everybody.
No. We scoffed at the moves he made this offseason. A lot of them, I would say, have worked out. One of them has certainly not. I'm looking at you, Garrett Richards. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what kind of moves he can make in the trade deadline with the pieces that he's got. If he's feeling stressed out, I would suggest he shoot on down to Rhode Island, get himself a little bit of CBD all natural remedy from our friend Dr. Tom at Back to Basics. You can go to backtobasicsllc.com. That's BAK, the number 2, basicsllc.com. You get a free sample with every order that you make. All natural remedy. Get your good sleep. Relieve stress. Heimblum, I recommend it to you. Back to Basics.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
I bought some for my dog because, as you know, my dog's a spaz.
Yep.
It works wonders. I'm not just saying this because they're a sponsor of our show. He's actually mellowed out a lot since I started giving it to him. So I highly recommend it. Go on there. I got the bacon flavored for my dog. It works great.
There you go.
You have a pussy dog.
Yeah, not all of us have a little lap dog like you, Bill. Sorry.
Oh, that's a mean thing to call his mother. Speaking of off seasons, the NHL somehow has taken headlines away from everybody in the last couple of weeks, and it's not going anywhere. This league is on fire. We got trades happening. Obviously, we had the expansion draft. We had the real draft. And now people are getting set left and right. We had Marc-Andre Fleury get traded. Get traded via Twitter, apparently, not knowing that he was traded. Neither team bothered to give him a call. What a fucking kick in the dick.
And you know what it was for, too? It was a complete 100% salary dump. They got it from some AHL player that was literally played 6 career AHL games and will never, ever, ever play in the NHL. That's exactly what it is.
I had to read that twice when I saw that. They're like, oh, it's for an AHL player. I'm like, but it has to be like draft compensation too. Nope, just an AHL player.
Complete salary dump. And he's going to probably retire. He's going to talk to his family and see if he's going to.
Well, he wants to go back to Pittsburgh. He wants to go back to Pittsburgh. So let's just hope that Chicago does him right and sends him to Pittsburgh.
I mean,
how fucking good would that if they give up some guy that they paid some shitty AHL guy and they flip him to Pittsburgh for like a 2nd or 3rd round pick? You're just going to look at fucking Vegas like they're idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're Chicago, where you unloaded Duncan fucking Keith for stupid. You could get a trade with no money that you retain. Now you can retain money on Fleury to get something. It's like, Jesus Christ. Vegas is going to look fucking stupid, and that's a dickhead move they just did. He just won the fucking Vezina.
Yeah, we know how Bill feels about people winning the Vezina.
Like, Jesus Christ.
He and in Vegas are stupid. I mean, they went for broke. They were looking at dump salary all season long. They didn't do it. They went for the cup and they lost to the goddamn Montreal Canadiens. What a fucking what a bunch of losers. They might be on the downhill for a while here. Obviously, like you just said, we saw Seth Jones go to the Blackhawks earlier.
Hold on. That's a big deal. Bruins ramifications too. Ouch.
Yeah, that's a big deal. You know, we got into it a little bit last show. We got a ways to go. We saw the move with Arizona and the Canucks, Larson and Garland going there for a haul. Sam Reinhart, this one went under the radar a little bit, goes down to Florida from Buffalo. Anybody coming out of Buffalo, I give them a 2-point bump no matter where they're going. Mm-hmm. They're just automatically going to get better, and he's been pretty good there. So that's a nice little pickup for them. But still out there, Eichel's still out there, Tarasenko, Kuznetsov over in the Caps.
I thought you were the guy from Minnesota.
No, the Caps have been trying to move Kuznetsov.
Oh, that fucking crazy Russian that they hate. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Johnny Gaudreau is still out there. He's been floated for a year and a half. Stamkos' salary has been floated out there. Obviously, DeBrusk on the Bruins. And then Rasmus Ristolian on the Sabres, who, Bill, you've mentioned a couple of times. So there's a lot of names still out there on the pending trade market as free agency begins today, Wednesday, right?
28th, yep.
So I ask you, meanwhile, in Bruins land, the Bruins are officially out on Ryan Suter. That was our guy. We wanted him. He
wants 4-year deal. Bullshit. Yeah. See ya. Bye-bye.
He's 36,
Bye-bye.
you said?
Bye-bye. He'll be 37 bye-bye. Go. I was fine. 2-3-year deal. Boo. That 4th year? No.
Yeah, he's going for the money. Looks like Dallas, which not a bad fit for him. I mean, they made it to the Cup a couple years ago.
And no income tax. They have no state income tax. You're that old. You're 36 years old. You should be chasing the Cup. Now you're trying to chase every last fucking dollar.
Taxes forever. But good news here. They acquired left shot defenseman James Greenway from the Maple Leafs. I'm sure you've all heard of him. He's a 23-year-old 3rd-round pick from 2016. They've already got 3 or 4 of these fucking guys trying to make the team. So they're filling that defensive hole real nice. There is one name out there that intrigued me as I've been reading up on this. Ray, I'm sure you're aware of this man over in Vancouver. Left shot Nate Schmidt. They've been talking about swapping him and DeBrusque, the Bruins and the Canucks have, for about a year. We all know how we feel about DeBrusque. This guy seems to fit a lot of needs for the Bruins. Go ahead, make that deal.
Yeah,
make that deal.
Yeah, Sweeney, you'd be a god if you got rid of DeBrusque for something that you could actually use on this team. So yeah, absolutely do it. Get rid of DeBrusque.
Yeah,
Schmidt's a two-way. It's just real quick, Bill. Schmidt's a two-way. He's 6 foot, about 200 pounds. Two-way defenseman. Can fill the need next to McAvoy. He's not a, I wouldn't call him an all-star, but he can fill the role. Certainly, he's only getting paid $6 million. It's a doable salary for the Bruins. The Canucks need to dump some salary, so feels right to me. That's a name. And I'm not the biggest hockey guy, and I don't know roster to roster, but if you can tell me there's another guy out there like that, and if they like him more, fine. But that's the profile I'm looking for.
Yeah, honestly, you got to replace a lot of the Jeremy Lauzon. He averaged almost 3 minutes of ice time shorthanded. That's a huge, with Brandon Carlo. Zorbil can't do that. Mike Riley, who just brought back 3 years, $9 million. Good deal. I'm glad they didn't pay him. Good win for Sweeney on that. You're actually in on an Arizona defender now. Golgowski, I believe his name is. But the thing is, he can play left shot. He's more of your stay-at-home guy. He's not going to score you a lot of points, but I think he was a +6 last year, and he averaged 255 of shorthanded time. He could slide right in that kind of Lazon role. I mean, that's kind of a big loss as much as, as a young player, but the amount of shorthanded time he added, you don't have a lot of guys that can replace it on the team right now. And you could probably get him for cheap, and I would do that for DeBrusque, honestly, and then just kind of figure out, you kind of took your offers away from Richie Akashik.
They did take their offers. Yeah. So breaking news 2 days ago, they did rescind those restricted free agents offers, which good. We hated the Akashik one at 2.5. And Nick Ritchie, I can take him or leave him at $2 million. He would have been a fine player at $2 million, but I think he can fill that role with something better for maybe a little bit more money. On the Golowski guy, I like the profile. He's just small. He's another 5'10", 5'11" guy. You got a couple of them in Grizzlick and Connor Cliffy Hockey there. Maybe plays bigger, but
he's an Iron Man though. Like he doesn't miss a lot of games. He averages 22 minutes of ice time. He's played a shit ton. He's Arizona hasn't been great, but that's a guy you could probably get kind of, you're not going to break the bank to go out and make a trade for him. And Arizona again is on a fire sale right now. So that's another piece that you can kind of maybe pilfer off that walking corpse of a team down there. There's the Coyotes. No wonder why there's no hunting permit to kill them.
Ooh, nice zinger, Bill. Krejci, here's a hashtag Billy Bomb. Krejci will be coming back to the Bruins on a 1-year deal. Seems like we've been talking about, pretty low AAV there. If he's at the minimum, God bless you, David Krejci and Don Sweeney.
He won't probably be 3.5, 4, I bet.
Man, that's too high for me, but okay. You need a second line center. Ray, other than that, do you have a feeling, just a gut in that FUPA of yours, that the Bruins have an aggressive plan as free agency starts? Or let me answer my own question. I'm starting to get scared that they're in this kind of sit back mode as everybody else moves around them and moves the chessboard around them.
And they're going for bargain bin shopping pretty much after all the highest.
They got a lot of holes to fill. I just feel like they're not we talked about it. Flip your roster, go get some guys to make a 2 or 3 year run with Bergeron here. Doesn't feel like they're doing that to me. What do you think?
No, especially with the Yandel deal. I don't know if you guys saw the Philadelphia Flyers signed him today for $900,000.
I'm okay with that.
You wouldn't want to bring him to Boston for that?
No, he's a declining player. They scratched him for 3 out of the 6 games in the playoffs against Tampa Bay. He averaged 16 minutes of ice time last year. He's declined every year. There's a reason he just got bought out in Florida. I get it. He's an Iron Man, but he doesn't play a lot on the penalty kill. And that's where you're going to kind of need it. Again, you just lost Lazon on that left side. You need more penalty kill minutes. His offense, he's an offensive puck mover. His offense has been down, especially in this 56 game season. So, $900K. Yeah, I guess you try to bring him in, but he chose Philly. Bruins were on the list. He chose Philly. Good. See you later.
I like that every guy that doesn't choose to come to Boston, fuck him. Good. See you later.
See you later.
You think you're better than me?
It's Boston or nothing.
I have been saying I'm not huge on Yandel on the show multiple times. I just feel like they've been linked to he's been linked to the Bruins for a couple years going on now. He was traded when he traded to Florida, but $900K seems pretty fucking cheap.
Here's what I expect, and this is where I'll talk myself out of my last point. The Bruins Sweeney has come out and said now since before the end of the season that this team needs an all-purpose left shot defenseman that they can pair with Charlie McAvoy. Seems like they've locked up their second pairing, the third pairing, and some of their depth on that defensive core. I know you only have 3 left shot defensemen signed, but I think they got a plan for the lower end guys. And I've been saying this, Vakanainen needs time. Zobril needs time. They need ice time. Grzelcyk, Clifton, those guys are going to get hurt. They're raised size. So in height,
average.
Yeah. So I think that they have a big,
probably bigger dicks than you two.
Can they go back to back with your mother?
We've seen yours, Dick. Don't worry about it.
I just left the weekly rocket session with your mom, so I'll ask her. You can ask her how big it is.
Pew pew. So I do expect them to make a move with it. I expect a left shot defenseman to come in here, whether it's a trade or free agency. I expect that to happen. Other than that, I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what their plan is for their third line pairing or anything beyond there.
I'd be okay.
Veteran goalie Holtby is now kind of being tossed out there as a one-time Bruin killer. Might be fascinating to see him come in and back up Swayman. A lot of conjecture when you got a team with $20 million to spend. But it feels like that's always the deal with the Bruins, and very little happens.
Yeah, and I expect them to kind of go with they're right now on Getzlaf. Ryan Getzlaf from Anaheim. He's 16 years there. He's 36 or 37. Now, I mean, that's kind of the veterans you're looking at. You look like you were in on Yandel, you're in on Suter. He's a bottom 6 forward now. He's not really in your top two lines, which you have pretty much set. But I'd probably take him in a third line guy. You saw what Corey Perry did, former line mate with him down there in Anaheim. He bounced around Dallas, led Dallas to the Stanley Cup last year on that team. He was on the Canadiens team this year that kind of went to the Stanley Cup. So you kind of see some of that leadership on a young team. You have Sagan there down in Dallas, and you kind of saw that leadership. They both won a cup in 2007. So, I mean, those are the type of the guys you probably want to bring in. He's got a little bit left in the tank. You need bottom 3, bottom 4 guys. And, if you could get him with maybe Charlie Coyle down there on the third line, I'd probably be okay with that, but you need to address it with.
Right now you have Trent Frederick. So yeah, I take Ryan Getzlaf. I'm okay with that.
But if he doesn't sign in Boston, Bill, fuck him.
No, he'll probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out to Toronto. He's from the area.
If he doesn't sign in Boston, I didn't really want him in the first place.
Yeah, fuck him.
Speaking of signing in Boston, news out of the NBA and the Celtics circles this past week. Bradley Beal has not yet, but if he did request a trade out of Washington, his preferred destination would be Boston, not a week after him and his buddy went and partied out in Vegas and lost to fucking Nigeria. So Bradley Beal, did he win the scoring title last year?
No, he finished second.
Harden?
Yeah. Do you know, that story sounds made up when you just said they were partying in Vegas and lost to Nigeria, but that really happened.
That did happen.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't it? It's like, oh yeah, they went out there, fucking lost to some shithole country, Nigeria or whatever, but it really happened.
No, it happened. And Tatum had to take a rest day because his knee hurt, quote unquote, and Bradley Beal got COVID. So there you go. That's fun. Here's all I'll say on this. We don't have to spend too much time because it's not going to happen for a while if it does happen. I am firmly on the you do not get rid of Jaylen Brown for Bradley Beal move. Firmly. I don't know how it's going to work with Beal, Tatum, and Brown all needing the basketball, all young guys, but I'm not sacrificing a 24-year-old all-star in Brown for Bradley Beal, even if it does make Tatum happy. Even if it does, you have to be able to make that deal without giving up Brown, or just wait a year and sign him next year.
That's my point. I would wait a year. You don't give up Jaylen Brown because if you get I don't think Washington would take Jaylen Brown because you can't build around Jaylen Brown. He's not that star player. And plus, they have some bad contracts on that team. So one of the things they were saying that Boston could do is take on a terrible contract. One of the European guys they have on their team that they decide take that on and then maybe get rid of like Marcus Smart, fucking Robert Williams, some other guys, Romeo Langford, stuff like that. I would do that in a heartbeat, but do not get rid of Jaylen Brown.
Hold on. Didn't you say you'd trade Jaylen Brown for Damian Lillard?
That's a different story.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
It's a different story.
I don't.
Story for a different day.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You fuck.
No, Damian Lillard's a once in a generation kind of point guard that you would have on this team.
But you'd have a fucking lockdown scorer. Bradley Beal just finished second in the scoring title. I think he lost on the last day. So what's the difference? What's Dame ever done that fucking Bradley Beal hasn't?
He's a facilitator as well as a scorer. Bradley Beal is just a scorer.
No, you're just never
Damian
mind.
Lillard can do everything, and he has a great catchphrase with Dame time. So suck my dick.
Here's what Damian Lillard brings that Beal might not bring is a gigantic set of balls that I don't know if Bradley Beal has or not. I like him.
You know me, Rich. I like a guy with.
You like a big set of testicles. You can relate. Early in Bradley Beal's career, he had a lot of injury history. He's undersized. I don't know how great of a defender he is. It looks like he locks in. I don't know how good he is. I've said this before. Jason Tatum is the key to your franchise. If it makes him happy, then you do it. But I don't give a brown for it. I will say this though. I think Tatum is already a guy attracting players to play with him. And whether you like that or not in the NBA, Tatum is that guy. He's that dookie sneaker.
It's just because him and Bradley Beal had their first gay experience together down there in St. Louis.
They might have experimented.
They played Operation.
A little docking at the AAU camps. Might happen. And then really quickly, this other thing, Celtics are into Miles Turner again.
Yeah.
And I love Miles Turner.
we know, Bill. You spent the whole summer last year talking about Miles Turner.
It almost came true.
Here's what this tells me is Brad Stevens was barking up that tree to Danny. Go get Miles Turner for Gordon Hayward. Like, get him and Dougie buckets. That's all. That's the best you're gonna do. We need that player. And Danny Ainge went, no. I can squeeze one more out of this fucking guy.
Fucking funny it would be if he gets Miles Turner right now.
Yeah. They're talking him. Brogdon's out there too. This is what I'm most happy about in all of this Celtics chatter is Marcus Smart is at the top of the list of guys that are expected to be moved in the new Brad Stevens.
Gallinari is available too down there in Atlanta.
Yeah, talk about aging players. I'd take Dougie McBuckets over Gallinari. He's old.
I'd take Gallinari.
Okay, you would.
To each his own. Some more off-season chatter. We have training camp going on, obviously, in Patriots land. And Deshaun Watson is back in the headlines. The Patriots are still one of a handful of teams that would be in on Deshaun Watson, and the Texans have made him available for a trade. Could and should the Patriots do this quickly, Ray? Go ahead.
Yes and yes.
You're a motherfucking star, fucker.
Obviously, the question mark with Deshaun Watson is he's got like 400 women claiming that he sexually abused them.
Allegedly.
There's just some civil suits going on. Now there's just some regular suits. I'm sure that there are some trap hoes out there trying to collect some checks, but there might actually be some women who he was weird with. We don't know. We do know that type of PR doesn't go well with Mr. Kraft and his $400 billion
Pacific Asians or whatever it was fucking called.
Dude, he bought out for his little I
would have loved to see the bill on that attorney. That powerhouse of a fucking attorney that he got. Was it Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer?
It was the same guy as Jeffrey Epstein.
Same fucking guy.
I think
makes you wonder, huh, Mr. Kraft?
So yeah, that's why I would say, and you just got out of that AB thing not too long ago, Antonio Brown with all that bullshit. I would say the PR nightmare that would come and like think of that conversation goes, hey, Mr. Kraft, I'm Bill Belichick. I know I just spent $250 million of your money. I'd like to bring in this serial sexual assaulter into the program. We're gonna have to pay him $40 million next year, but this year he's pretty cheap, and you know what? He's pretty good. Okay, Bill.
If you could get it for Mac Jones in a first-round pick, bring me some Deshaun Watson.
But would that be the final puzzle piece that you need to, after the offseason you had, get a quarterback that actually can throw the ball with all the weapons you just got?
If you put Deshaun Watson on his team, you're a Super Bowl contender, and you're probably the best team in the league. You probably are. You're right up there with the Chiefs. You're probably right up there with Tampa. I don't expect Brady to come back as good as he was last year. I mean, that defense carried them a lot. You know, your 44-year-old quarterback eventually Father Time's going to hit. And
have you seen the video of him throwing as the jug machine?
He looks like a bag of bones right now.
Yeah, he does. He's lost a lot of weight. I can't wait for him to get hit in the head once.
But
Sean
no, I
Watson
mean,
is a top 5 quarterback in the league. Of course, if he comes on a team with Bill Belichick and the improved roster and the defense that they have, yeah, they would be Super Bowl contenders. I don't know if they have the draft capital, and I don't know if they have the PR capital.
they want 3 first-round draft picks. Stephon Gilmore and 2 first ain't going to cut it. Yeah. They want an equivalent of 3 first-round draft picks. You know who's going to pay it?
It's the Houston Texans, Bill.
No, but it's a Patriots disciple running that team now. He's not stupid. He helped build
might be on the take. He
might be on the. Oh my god! All right.
Okay, we have to move on. We'll talk Patriots. We'll talk Patriots another day. We have to talk about the Olympics are going on, and if you're watching them, fine. If you're not, fine. But the big news today: Simone Biles dropped out of the team event because she had mental health problems. Ray, I know that you had an opinion on this. You posted about it this morning, so floor is yours.
Yes, working 3 days a week with Bill, I can totally understand where she's coming from for needing a mental health day, working with a shitbag like him. Obviously, she's carrying that women's gymnastics team, and they can't even hold a torch to her. So, yes, I totally understand where she's coming from. She needs the world's coming to an end. Like, a world's on her shoulders. She can't handle it. I get it. And then when you got a stiff like this asshole to my right, it just makes things worse. So
I'm gonna suck it up. Hold on, suck it up. Okay, you had one bad fucking routine, and then you bailed. Suck it the fuck up. You had a bad routine. You don't need a mental health day. Oh shit, I suck today, and you quit. You fucking quit. I'm tired of this mental health bullshit being thrown out there for someone to just quit. She quit. I don't give a shit. You had a bad. It wasn't like she had a great routine and she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. You had a bad routine. You fucking fell. You quit. You quit on the fucking team.
I'm actually with Bill here. Wow. I am starting to get this inkling that with Naomi
Nakasawa or whatever her fucking name is.
She quit at the French Open, lost in the Olympics.
Didn't go to Wimbledon.
This young. What do they call them? Gen Z, early 20-year-old push of athletes are pushed too hard nowadays. And the stress of it is just too much. We have to pay attention to their mental health. Look, I won't put it in the Billy Bad words where like if you're going to freak out and fucking off yourself, take a breath. Sure. Take a day. But
call somebody.
To your point, it's always after you sucked. It's always after you sucked. Naomi Weather never came out and literally said it. She said, I don't want to talk to the press after I've had a bad match. After a good match, let's have a party. Same thing with Simone Biles. Like I think she's an awesome story. All that sexual bullshit that they went through. I'm with her 1,000%. I know that she's got the world on her shoulders. I'm sure that she feels immense pressure. But this is a bad look, and you don't get fine. You want to take the day, fine, but you don't get credit. You don't get credit from me. And I won't say that you quit. Like if you come back and you just do your solo shit, that's a bad look too. You let your team down. I'm sorry. That's it. And if it's for a good reason, fine. But at the bottom line, you let your team down. That's it.
She was a great cheerleader, though.
This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show. Wednesday headlines, July 28th. We'll see you later on the week. And just for your viewing pleasure, the medal count as we move forward in the Olympics here. The United States are at 24 total, China 21, Japan 18, so on and so forth. So
don't forget the ROC, Rock.
We'll see you.
The Rock.
We'll see you later this week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Russia gets banned from the fucking Olympics, and they still send a bunch of scrubs, and they're still in like top 5 in medal count. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
The women won gold in the team of gymnastics.
Yeah, have you seen their flag? It's just the Olympic symbol.
They got silver.
No, the U.S.
got silver.
Yeah,
that's what I've been bitching about. Russia won.
Russia won.
No, the ROC.
Rock Nation.
Got it.
Rock Nation.
It's the Rock.
I thought China got gold in the Olympics. Oh no, China got gold in something else.
Synchronized swimming.
I am beyond confused watching the Olympics. Like the delay versus the live.
Stupid.
I can't I don't like the way that they advertise it. Like NBC's like, stay tuned tonight to see if the women can overcome Simone Biles. Like, I've already seen it. I've seen it on Twitter. They got silver. What do you?
Yeah, like the U.S. just lost softball to Japan.
Yeah, I watched the interview. I watched the interview with a girl crying her brains out.
I came out of retirement for this.
I watched these fucking 14-year-old Chinese girls smoke everyone in synchronized diving. They were 14. It's like, no wonder you can control your body. Like, you're fucking 40 pounds.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you beat your kids from an early age and you force them to do this shit. China, Russia, Japan, come on. Did
you see the women's national team soccer draw?
Yeah, they advanced, right?
I wanted to fucking shoot my brains out.
Why would you watch that whole thing?
Well, I watched the end. I watched it from 76 minutes on.
You still want to smash your brains out?
What that took you 2 hours to finish it?
I was fucking angry. Like, they were just playing for the draw. This is why that sport sucks. You play for the draw for 90 minutes? Fuck you.
They knew they advanced with a draw.
I know. I understand why.
Why would you attack? Why would you score? That's why it's the dumbest fucking sport. No, it's so stupid.
Just don't make it possible to advance with a tie. Just don't make ties a thing in the Olympics.
Right.
Like, or in tournament play. Don't make ties a thing.
2024 lacrosse coming in the Olympics.
I don't really like lacrosse either.
Really? I like lacrosse.
I don't know the rules. I need to figure out the rules.
I like it. It's like checks. Like the men's game, they hit each other. You got fucking sticks. You would think that's what soccer would be, right? Always a running clock, 0 commercials. They do what, a 20-minute intermission, 30-minute intermission or whatever. But 90 minutes, cool, I'm in and out. But then you realize how big of a pussies they are. You roll around and get fucking 30 extra minutes added on, and then you get hurt again, and then they add another 30 minutes on. It's like, it's fucking stupid. Call timeout. Why don't they call timeout? When someone's rolling on, it doesn't, why? This is what I don't fucking understand. He's rolling on the ground in fucking pain. Now you extend the fucking game. Call timeout. Stop the goddamn clock. It makes no fucking sense. I will never understand that. Then you have no idea how much fucking extra time you have. You just got some asshole in the field with a fucking stopwatch looking at his goddamn wrist trying to figure out what fucking time it is and how long this fucking game has to go. 0 fucking sense. It will get rid of this pussy ass diving, everything. Done with it.
Billy on the pitch is back.